All right, here we're going to move on. We're going to add a step in here and solve two-step equations. Again, you can see for 11, I already drew the line straight down the middle, so I want to separate the left and the right side. I want to stay organized. And I'm only going to look at this left side because that has the x. So the question is, do I get rid of this 3 or do I get rid of this 3? And since everything's the opposite, it's kind of the opposite of order of operations. This is multiplication, this is addition. Now normally you would do this first, but in an equation, we kind of reverse the process. So we're actually going to start out with this first. To get rid of the plus 3, I do the opposite. I subtract 3. So I subtract 3 from the 48. So on the left side, I just have 3x equals, and then 48 minus 3 is 45. And then since this is 3 times x, since you're multiplying it, I divide by 3 to get x by itself, divide this by 3, and 45 divided by 3 is 15. So that took me 2 steps there. So that's our answer. Okay, to move to 12, let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay, same thing. I'm going to draw the line straight down the middle. And again, I'm going to look at this left side because that has the x. Now the question is, do I get rid of this 3 first or the 2? So I do the opposite. This is division, that's addition. I go backwards. I'm going to get rid of this first. Now, here's one little tricky thing. If you're adding negative 2, it's the same thing as subtracting 2. So you're going to add 2 to this. Because negative 2 plus 2 is 0. And then add 2 to that side. So you're going to be left with negative x over 3. And then 3 plus 2 is 5. And then here, since you're dividing right here, you're going to multiply to do the opposite. But you're going to leave the negative in. You're going to multiply by negative 3. Because the negatives are going to cancel out, and the 3's are going to cancel out. So you just get x by itself. So if you multiply the left side by negative 3, multiply the right side by negative 3, 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. All right. I'm just going to do one more problem. I'm going to do 14. Now 14 looks a little bit different because since you have this entire thing in a fraction bar, if this entire quantity is in a fraction, you want to get rid of the fraction first. So to get rid of this fraction first, I want to get rid of negative 2. So if you're dividing by negative 2, do the opposite. We're going to multiply both sides by negative 2, or negative 2 over 1. Multiply the right side by negative 2. So what happens is this negative 2 goes away with that negative 2. So you're just left with 5 plus x. And then negative 6 times negative 2, negatives cancel out, you get positive 12. So just like that, you have an easy one-step equation. Since you're adding 5 here, do the opposite, subtract 5. So you have x by itself. Subtract 5 here. 12 minus 5 is 7. All right. So these were all two-step equations. Again, make sure you stay organized, draw the line straight down the middle, and use inverse operations to solve for x.